Let's talk about some tips and tricks that's gonna get you making more realistic bruising. And we're also gonna go through different phases of the healing process that bruises go through. Now, you can use any kind of makeup to get this effect, whether it be cream, alcohol activated, or water activated makeups. Today, we'll be using creams, and more specifically, a bruise wheel. One of the neat things about bruise wheels is depending on the combination of colors that you apply, you can create a full range of fresh trauma and bruises, and all the way to an older healing bruise effect. Here I have the Mehron bruise wheel. You have your bright red, a darker red, a deep blue, though with certain brands you might also find a purple, but you could easily just mix the blue with either of the reds to create different purple tones. Then after that we have the green, and then finally yellow. And a good way to look at these wheels is they actually go in the order of how bruises naturally heal, going from that brighter red down to that dingy yellow. So that's something to keep in mind if you're creating bruises but want to convey a certain stage in the healing process. Along with your choice of color combinations, how you apply it can also create a different effect. Like taking this bright red and applying it softer and really blended out, it's gonna look a lot fresher. Whereas breakup and splotchy texture, that's gonna make it look more like the body is healing and starting to reabsorb that blood under the skin. Let's start with a fresher look. Now, I personally like to apply these colors with some sort of tool that's going to give me a splotchy or stipple texture, whether that be a stipple brush or a torn makeup sponge. You could also use a red or orange stipple sponge for this. And since it's cream, it's super easy just to smooth it out and blend with my finger, then can easily go back over and put more texture back in. Because texture is what's gonna make this stuff look more interesting. I'm gonna start with the bright red. This is the color of irritation, so it's gonna be used in the widest areas. I mean, you can make your skin red just by rubbing or pinching it. For this effect, I really wanna do a lot of bruising around the eye. Going in with the darker red, and not just applying this solely around the eye in a block of color. And I know you could probably find plenty of real life examples where the eye is just one big solid mass of color, but that's not the effect we're going for today. We wanna have different sizes and islands of color along with a lot of skin breakup. And when it comes to creating trauma to the eye, you wanna think about where the blood is gonna pool. And that's gonna be in the lower parts of the eye, the inner and outer corners, and in that divot of the eye bag. For the spots around the eyes, I just wanna darken the center of those initial red irritation spots we made. Applying it splotchy because I don't just want a circle of color. Hence why applying with a stipple brush or a sponge is just gonna make it easier to get that effect instead of trying to use just a regular soft makeup brush. I like to move around the area and gradually build up the color. Also adding little spots of color here and there. I don't want any perfect shapes. Definitely do not neglect under the eye and also the lash line on the eyelid. I don't tend to apply much color on the center of the eyelid. That's just gonna give an illusion that it's swollen with the darker coloration on either side of that area. Going in with some of that dark blue, but I am using this sparingly and also mixing it with the red because I wanna keep the overall look more on the red side, so that dark blue is just being used to help darken super specific areas. And really just focusing this more on the center and around the eye itself. Now, remember when I said that leaving skin open sort of acts as a highlight to give the illusion of swelling? So let's make some cuts. And we're gonna make them pop a little by removing some of the makeup with the cotton swab. Just gonna tap it down a little bit so it doesn't have any harsh lines. Then just add a line of blood. Since it's a really fresh wound, I'm gonna go in with a very small amount of light skin tone to highlight the edge along that blood. That's just gonna give it a more 3D effect. For the forehead, let's create some smaller abrasions. I'm gonna use a stipple sponge for this with a little bit of blood, and you're just gonna drag it across the skin. And as you can see, it leaves these nice little fresh scrapes. I'm gonna add a little more blood to the cuts so they look more like they're currently bleeding. And added a couple dark red lines with the scrapes just to give it a little more dimension. And now you have a very fresh trauma. So let's do something similar, but this time we're gonna make it look like it's more on the road to healing. Gonna add some bright red around the eye and smudge it out. This is just gonna make the eye look a little irritated. Gonna apply the rest of the red with a more stipple pattern than before, because at this point, that initial irritation of the skin has gone away. So what we're painting is the trauma and color that's underneath the skin, focusing a lot of the color again around the eye, but I'm not gonna ignore the surrounding areas. Yes, this is a trauma to the eye, but you also don't wanna ignore the raised areas around it. Chances are if you get hit in the eye with something, it's probably gonna hit that orbital bone around the eye as well. So keeping in mind what may have caused this injury is really important to help you decide how large the area should be and also how dark you should go. Going around and just building texture, this time I am gonna let that dark blue actually stand on its own, letting it blend with some of the red just for a variety of different colors. This is healing. I'm gonna take a little bit of that yellow tone and go on the very outer edges of the bruise area. Can add a brighter foundation on the eye bag and above the eye just to make it look a little more swollen and create a highlight. I do go in with some more of the bruise color and some of that stipple texture because I don't want it to just be this soft blob of bright color. And adding some red onto your waterline is a super easy way to make your eye look really unhappy. Decided to go a little heavier with that red and the blue. This all is still really textury. Just wanted to build up some of the areas. Gonna add a little more to the cheek because I'm gonna add some cuts. Doing the same trick with the cotton swab, but this time, since the cuts are a little more healed, just add the blood, and as you can see, that skin is acting as a highlight and makes the cut just look a little less extreme. Okay, let's get that off and do something much later in the healing process. I'm gonna start right out of the gate with that yellow, and then add just a little bit of green in the center of the yellow areas. I'm not really using too much of the green, it's just to break that yellow up just a little bit. Also with these two colors, I do apply them a little softer than the deeper tones. Now I'm gonna go in with the dark blue. And for this, we're basically using the bruise wheel in reverse than what we did with the last two versions. And also not going too crazy with the blue because I don't want the area to be muddy, but I really want this color to have stipple texture and look very blotchy. Of course, focusing this on those lower parts around the eye. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of that dark red to help break up the blue and just add a little more color. I also do apply some of this red outside of those deeper areas just for a little bit of breakup and just to make it look a little more interesting. So now it looks very textured from the stippling and the color is pretty punchy, but I want this to look like it's under the skin. I'm gonna gently tap the color to soften the texture, bring the color down just a little bit, but I don't want to just smudge it into a cloud of color. And now that it's a little more settled into the skin, it looks more like it's underneath it as opposed to makeup just sitting on top. And for a later stage in bruising, you can definitely lean heavier on the yellows and greens. Now, learning how to do bruising well is kind of a staple when it comes to special effects makeup, but also knowing about certain materials like rigid collodion. And if you want to learn how to make super crazy, easy, and fast scars, be sure to click over to the next video and I'll see you there.